Good afternoon. So I'm just back from a cruise to the Western Caribbean on Carnival. We were there last week. Spent a week. Belize, Honduras, and Cozumel. And whenever my wife and I go to places like that, we try to book excursions where we can do snorkeling. So we've had the traditional mask and snorkel and fins and yada yada, and noticed this new product that has been making the rounds on the internet, and we wanted to give it a chance. So this product is this. This is one version of it. I'm sure there's many manufacturers that are making this now because it's pretty popular. But it's a new snorkel mask with an integrated snorkel. And I'll show it to you. It's the kind that has the built-in snorkel that goes out of the top of it. So just like this. So it's a full-on mask. Rubber silicone seal here, plus the inserted nose piece. So you do all your breathing here, and then your view is unobstructed because you have a full-on shield. So while you're under the water and you're snorkeling, you don't have to worry about having a tube in your mouth because it's just open air breathing right here. And this has the floater just like a snorkel, so if you do submerge, the ball's gonna close the valve and you're gonna be able to submerge without taking in a face full of water. One of the downsides that I noticed with this as soon as I put it on was when I got into the water, you take a few splashes in the water, you're not really sure how it's fitting, and the first thing you notice right off the bat is there's a lot of air in here. So if you get any buoyancy, if you get any water, you start to dunk a little bit. The first thing this mask did was start to move up on my face. So I had to pull it back into place and then really crank down on these straps so that they were in the proper location. I had a good snug fit around my face. That created a second problem, not problem, but just something to be aware of with this mask. While you've got it on your face, you're able to see very, very well, and your breathing is normal, unobstructed. You don't have a big chunk of rubber in your mouth you're trying to bite down on while you're snorkeling. But again, that air pressure that's inside of this mask, pushed down with your head forced down in the water, makes this seal push against your face. So I don't know if it's possible to actually do a dive, go down, more than just a foot or so under the water before this mask would really start to press against your face. I didn't try it, but just with the from the surface snorkeling as I was moving along, there was a lot of pressure being pushed against my face, and it created a pretty noticeable impression on the skin around your head. So there was that. All in all, this one comes with the integrated GoPro camera mount, and I have some. I don't have a GoPro, but I have some video of us using these, some pictures, etc. You can talk in them. They're pretty easy to talk in as well. They're not necessarily easy to hear in. And you will, if you're not careful, while you're lifting it up off your face, these pieces of plastic right here will actually kind of gouge into your head. So if it's on your face and you try to lift it up onto your head so you can talk to the person you're snorkeling with, these little tabs of plastic right here kind of gouge into your skull. So I don't know if that's the case with all of them. That's the case with this particular model. Let's see, other problems I had. So the only thing that's holding the snorkel on to this mask is this O-ring. So it's a friction, compressed friction connection. So if, while you're snorkeling along, if this starts to work its way loose, then you could find that, this little tab right here, but you could find that, and then this happened to me and to my brother while we were snorkeling, is that this tube comes off and it goes floating away. So, it does float, that's good. It does float, so you are able to recover it. I don't know if there's anything in here that makes it buoyant, but ours did float. So anyway, they do send in the packaging. They do send a spare O-ring. So if something happens to this O-ring, it gets worn out, it gets deteriorated or whatever, there is a spare one. It's pretty standard O-ring though. I don't think it's anything proprietary. All in all, these straps are, they're kind of a nylon elastic, kind of a clothy feel to them. They're not real abrasive or anything. They're very comfortable. No complaints there. This sorry about that. This stuff right here, this silicone rubber, is comfortable, but again, after it's pressing on your face for a while, you're going to start to feel that digging into your face and leaving an impression. What else? Oh, so it comes with this. This particular one came with this. It talks about breathe easy, breathe through your nose and mouth. So when you start, if you're really out there getting aggressive with your swimming and you want to start, doing some breathing exercises while you're doing that, going through your mouth is not a problem. Oh, and the other thing too, I noticed it doesn't fog up, and which I found refreshing. However, if you get water into it, and this did happen, if you get water into it, it will, because your face is hot and you're in a cooler water, there will be some fogging that goes on. So, but when I first started using it, it was nice and dry. I didn't have any problems with it fogging. Anyway, the next one, full face design, comfortable fit without biting on a mouthpiece. Obviously, I've mentioned that. Dry snorkel, keeps the airflow out. That was the other thing. So there were times when you'd be going along, snorkeling along, everything's fine, and then you might dip your head down. You're looking at something, you dip your head down a little bit too far. This would close up on you, and the only way to reset it was to give it a little puff of air. So if you were on the the down cycle of a breath and you had exhausted your lungs and you were going to fill in, you may not be able to get any air into your lungs as rapidly as you'd like to. So you'd have to take in whatever you could get and just give it a quick puff, and that would release the ball, and airflow would start to move again rather easily. So I wear glasses, and I noticed with these I didn't need to wear my glasses. The ability to see underwater is obviously magnified, but this did increase the peripheral view, the kind of the overall view of everything that was going on. I didn't feel like I was looking through a mask per se, as much as I was looking engaging in the experience of snorkeling, I think is a better way of mentioning that. Anti-fog, anti-leak, I mentioned that. It did fog if it got wet, but I think that was more because of the water in the mask and it kind of just evaporating because of the heat than it was because of the plastic and the breathing, or your nose being inside there. That I don't think caused it. Simple and easy to use, blah blah blah. Here's a basic instructions. Not intended to use in free diving, scuba diving, or strenuous swimming. Please follow instructions. It is. I will say that this plastic is, it's not very durable. So I don't know how well it'll hold out water if you put any kind of pressure on it at all. Checking seal, use, yada yada. Main thing here: breathe calmly. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, but breathing is something that you become aware of when you have a big hose in your mouth. So this really did take a lot of that conscious effort away. You just, once you got it on your face, you put your face down in the water. The snorkel didn't, the ball didn't move up into the hose here. The snorkel itself didn't move, and you realize really quickly that you're breathing without a problem. Anyway, I just wanted to give a quick overview, and I'll roll in some video, but all in all, if you've got an excursion or you got a trip or a vacation and you enjoy snorkeling without all the hassle of sticking something in your mouth, this was really an interesting product, and I would definitely give it a thumbs up. If into snorkeling like I am, and you just want to go and experience the views, the scenery on the reefs, and the fish and wildlife, etc., etc., and you don't feel necessary to necessarily go down and dive down in with those animals, and you're fine with just appreciating them from the surface, definitely give this a check out. I don't think it was that expensive. I want to say right around 30-40 bucks, but I'm pulling from memory. My wife actually ordered these, and I can't remember exactly what she told me they were, but regardless, Amazon has them. They're not very expensive. If you don't like them, you're not out a ton of money. And anyway, that's my review. That's my initial impressions after taking it on two excursions, snorkeling excursions in the Caribbean, one in Honduras and one in Belize. And I'll recommend them. Thumbs up. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.